Imagine if the key to turning your toughest struggles into your most powerful growth moments was uncovered over 2,000 years ago. Picture yourself navigating life's storms with a calm so unshakable, nothing could disturb your inner peace. As the Buddha wisely said, the mind is everything. What you think, you become. So what if you could harness the power of your mind to transform every challenge into an opportunity? Sounds like a superpower, right? Today we're exploring the ancient Buddhist principles that can make this your reality. 1. Embracing obstacles as opportunities. In Buddhism, obstacles are not just seen as roadblocks or setbacks. They are viewed as crucial opportunities for personal growth and development. Instead of feeling discouraged or overwhelmed by challenges, Buddhism teaches us to change our perspective and see these obstacles as chances to learn and evolve. Every difficulty we face, whether big or small, carries a lesson that can make us stronger, wiser, and more resilient. By embracing these challenges with an open mind and a positive attitude, we can transform our struggles into stepping stones that lead us toward a more fulfilling and enlightened life. 2. Living in the present moment. Buddhism emphasizes the importance of living fully in the present moment, a practice known as mindfulness. Often we get caught up in worries about the future or regrets about the past, which can cause stress and prevent us from enjoying life as it unfolds. By focusing our attention on what is happening right now, whether it's a conversation, a meal, or even a simple breath, we can experience life more vividly and with greater clarity. Living in the present moment helps us to let go of distractions and anxieties, allowing us to find peace, joy, and contentment in the here and now. It's about being fully engaged with the present, appreciating every detail, and finding meaning in each moment. 3. Developing emotional resilience. Emotional resilience is the ability to handle life's challenges and setbacks without being overwhelmed by negative emotions. In Buddhism, developing this resilience is key to maintaining inner peace and balance. Instead of letting emotions like anger, fear, or sadness control us, Buddhism teaches us to observe these feelings without getting caught up in them. By practicing mindfulness and self-awareness, we can learn to respond to difficulties with calm and clarity rather than reacting impulsively. This doesn't mean suppressing emotions, but rather understanding them and choosing how to act. Over time, this practice builds emotional strength, helping us to remain steady and composed even in the face of life's storms. With emotional resilience, we become better equipped to navigate life's ups and downs, leading to greater stability and well-being. 4. Building self-discipline. Self-discipline is the foundation of personal growth and success, and in Buddhism, it's considered essential for leading a balanced and meaningful life. Building self-discipline means developing the ability to control your impulses, stay committed to your goals, and consistently make choices that align with your values. It's about creating and maintaining healthy habits, whether it's through regular meditation, mindful eating, or sticking to a daily routine. Self-discipline helps you overcome procrastination, resist distractions, and remain focused on what truly matters. In Buddhism, this discipline is not about rigidly following rules, but about cultivating the inner strength to live a life of purpose and integrity. By practicing self-discipline, you can achieve a sense of accomplishment and inner peace, knowing that you are living in harmony with your true self. 5. Not caring what others think. Buddhism teaches that true freedom comes from within, and one of the ways to achieve this freedom is by not being overly concerned with what others think of you. Often, we spend too much time worrying about how we are perceived by others, which can lead to stress, anxiety, and even the abandonment of our true selves. In Buddhism, the focus is on finding inner validation and understanding that your worth is not determined by external opinions or societal expectations. By letting go of the need for approval from others, you can live more authentically, making decisions that align with your own values and beliefs rather than trying to meet the expectations of others. This doesn't mean you become insensitive to others' feelings, but rather that you prioritize your own inner peace and happiness. When you stop worrying about what others think, you free yourself to live a life that is true to who you really are. 6. Building mental strength. Mental strength is a core concept in Buddhism and is essential for navigating life's challenges with resilience and clarity. Building mental strength involves training your mind to remain calm, focused, and balanced, even in difficult situations. In a world full of distractions, stress, and constant change, developing mental strength is more important than ever. Buddhism teaches that the mind is like a muscle. The more you exercise it, the stronger it becomes. This mental training often starts with practices like meditation, mindfulness, and contemplation. Through regular meditation, you learn to quiet the mind, detach from unnecessary worries, and cultivate a sense of inner calm. Mindfulness, on the other hand, helps you stay present and fully engaged in each moment, reducing the impact of negative thoughts and emotions. Building mental strength also means developing the ability to let go of things you cannot control. Many of our mental struggles come from trying to control the uncontrollable, whether it's other people's behavior, the future, or past events. Buddhism encourages us to accept what is, without resistance or attachment. This acceptance doesn't mean passivity. It means understanding the reality of a situation and choosing how to respond wisely, rather than reacting impulsively. Mental strength involves cultivating a positive mindset, even in the face of adversity. In Buddhism, this is often achieved through practices like loving-kindness meditation, where you actively generate feelings of compassion and goodwill towards yourself and others. By regularly engaging in these practices, you can rewire your brain to focus on positivity and resilience, rather than being overwhelmed by negative thoughts. Another key aspect of mental strength is emotional regulation. Buddhism teaches that emotions are natural, but they do not have to dictate your actions. By observing your emotions with mindfulness, you can learn to manage them effectively, preventing them from leading you into destructive behaviors or thought patterns. Building mental strength through Buddhist practices allows you to approach life with a sense of equanimity, a balanced, composed state of mind that remains unshaken by the highs and lows of existence. This mental fortitude not only helps you cope with life's challenges, but also enables you to live with greater peace, purpose, and joy. Over time, as your mental strength grows, you'll find yourself better equipped to handle whatever life throws your way, staying true to your values and inner wisdom. 7. Embrace impermanence. Impermanence, or anicca, is one of the most fundamental teachings in Buddhism, and understanding it can profoundly transform the way we live our lives. Impermanence refers to the idea that everything in life is in a constant state of flux. Nothing remains the same forever. Whether it's our emotions, our relationships, our successes, or even our failures, everything is transient. By fully embracing this truth, we can learn to navigate life's changes with greater ease and wisdom. At first, the concept of impermanence might seem unsettling. It's natural to seek stability and permanence in our lives, whether it's through relationships, material possessions, or personal achievements. We often cling to the things we love, fearing their loss. However, Buddhism teaches that this clinging is a primary source of suffering. When we expect things to remain the same, we set ourselves up for disappointment, as change is inevitable. By embracing impermanence, we can begin to let go of our attachments and the fear that often accompanies them. For example, when we accept that relationships may change, we can appreciate them more fully in the present moment, rather than worrying about their future. Similarly, when we understand that material possessions are temporary, we can enjoy them without becoming overly attached or defined by them. Impermanence also encourages us to live more fully in the present moment. Knowing that everything is fleeting can inspire us to cherish each experience, each interaction, and each moment as it comes, without taking anything for granted. This awareness can deepen our appreciation for life, making us more mindful of the beauty and richness in everyday experiences. Embracing impermanence can help us cope with difficult situations. When we're faced with hardship or loss, the knowledge that this too shall pass can provide comfort and hope. It reminds us that pain is not permanent and better days will come. This understanding allows us to endure tough times with greater resilience, knowing that change is the only constant. In a broader sense, accepting impermanence can lead to a profound sense of liberation. When we no longer cling to the idea of permanence, we free ourselves from the fear of loss and the anxiety of the unknown. This freedom allows us to live with greater spontaneity and openness, welcoming new experiences without the need to control or predict their outcomes. Embracing impermanence also teaches us humility. It reminds us that our successes and failures are not fixed, but part of a larger, ever-changing process. This perspective can help us stay grounded, preventing us from becoming overly proud in times of success or overly discouraged in times of failure. In practical terms, embracing impermanence means being flexible and adaptable. Life will inevitably throw unexpected challenges our way, and by accepting change as a natural part of life, we can respond with creativity and resilience. Instead of resisting change or trying to hold on to the past, we can flow with the natural rhythm of life, adjusting our course as needed. The Buddhist teaching of impermanence invites us to live with a sense of acceptance and peace. By recognizing and embracing the transient nature of all things, we can release our attachments, reduce our suffering, and cultivate a deeper, more meaningful connection with the world around us. This acceptance doesn't lead to passivity, but rather empowers us to engage with life fully, with an open heart and a clear mind, ready to embrace whatever comes our way. 8. Let go of attachment. Attachment is a central concept in Buddhism, and learning to let go of attachment is crucial for achieving inner peace and true happiness. In the Buddhist context, attachment refers to the tendency to cling to people, objects, ideas, or outcomes in the belief that they will bring us lasting happiness or fulfillment. However, Buddhism teaches that attachment is one of the primary sources of suffering, as it often leads to disappointment, anxiety, and a sense of lack when things don't go as we expect. We often attach ourselves to things that we believe are essential for our happiness, whether it's a relationship, a job, a material possession, or even our own ideas and beliefs. While these things can bring temporary satisfaction, Buddhism reminds us that nothing in life is permanent, and clinging to impermanent things only sets us up for suffering. When we hold on too tightly, we become afraid of losing what we have or not getting what we desire, which leads to a cycle of fear, craving, and dissatisfaction. Letting go of attachment doesn't mean that we should renounce all our desires or live a life of deprivation. Instead, it's about recognizing that our happiness and sense of self-worth shouldn't be dependent on external factors. It's about cultivating a mindset of non-attachment, where we can enjoy life's pleasures and engage in relationships without becoming overly attached to them. This doesn't mean we care less, but rather that we learn to care in a way that is free from clinging and possessiveness. One of the first steps in letting go of attachment is developing awareness of our attachments. This requires mindfulness, becoming conscious of the things, people, or outcomes that we are clinging to, and understanding how they influence our emotions and behavior. Through mindfulness, we can observe how our attachments create suffering and begin to loosen their grip on us. For example, if we notice that we are overly attached to the approval of others, we can start to question why we seek that validation and how it affects our sense of self. Another key aspect of letting go of attachment is embracing impermanence. By recognizing that everything in life is transient, relationships, material possessions, even our own thoughts and feelings, we can begin to release our need to hold on tightly. This doesn't mean that we stop caring or that we become indifferent, but rather that we accept the natural flow of life and allow things to come and go without resistance. When we understand that everything is impermanent, we can enjoy the present moment more fully without being consumed by fear of loss. Letting go of attachment also involves developing a sense of inner contentment and self-sufficiency. Instead of looking to external things or people to fulfill us, Buddhism encourages us to find contentment within ourselves. This might involve cultivating qualities like self-love, compassion, and inner peace, which provide a stable foundation for happiness that isn't dependent on external circumstances. When we are content within ourselves, we are less likely to cling to things outside of us for validation or security. In relationships, letting go of attachment means loving without clinging or trying to control the other person. It's about allowing others the freedom to be themselves and recognizing that love is not about possession, but about connection and mutual respect. This type of love is often referred to as unconditional love in Buddhism, where we care deeply for others without expecting anything in return or needing them to fulfill our own desires. Another important practice in letting go of attachment is learning to release our attachment to specific outcomes. Often we become attached to the idea of how things should be, whether it's our career path, our relationships, or our life goals. When things don't go as planned, this attachment can lead to frustration and disappointment. By letting go of rigid expectations, we open ourselves to new possibilities and allow life to unfold in its own way, trusting that everything happens for a reason. Letting go of attachment is also about releasing our attachment to our own ego. The ego is often driven by a need for recognition, success, and validation, which can lead to a constant striving for more. Buddhism teaches that true peace comes from transcending the ego and realizing that our true nature is beyond these external identifications. By letting go of the need to prove ourselves or achieve external success, we can find a deeper sense of fulfillment that is not dependent on anything outside of us. Letting go of attachment is a gradual process. It requires patience, mindfulness, and self-compassion. It's about making small shifts in how we perceive and interact with the world, gradually loosening the grip of attachment on our hearts and minds. As we let go, we find that we are freer, lighter, and more at peace. 9. Practice gratitude daily. Gratitude is a powerful and transformative practice in Buddhism, one that can significantly enhance our overall sense of well-being and happiness. Practicing gratitude daily involves consciously focusing on the positive aspects of life, appreciating what we have rather than lamenting what we lack. In Buddhism, gratitude is not just a fleeting emotion, but a fundamental attitude that can reshape our entire outlook on life. The practice of gratitude begins with a simple yet profound shift in perspective. Instead of taking things for granted, we start to notice and acknowledge the many blessings in our lives. This could be as basic as appreciating the food we eat, the shelter we have, the health we enjoy, or the people who care about us. By bringing these blessings into our awareness, we counterbalance the natural human tendency to focus on what's missing or what's wrong. Gratitude in Buddhism is also about recognizing the interdependence of all things. Nothing we have or experience exists in isolation. Everything is the result of countless conditions and efforts by others. For instance, The food on our plate is the result of the work of farmers, the transport systems that delivered it, the natural elements that nurtured it, and much more. By recognizing this interconnectedness, we cultivate a deep sense of appreciation for the world around us and the web of life that sustains us. One of the most effective ways to cultivate gratitude is through a daily gratitude practice. This could be as simple as keeping a gratitude journal where you write down 3 things you're grateful for each day. These can be big or small. What matters is the act of reflection and acknowledgement. Over time, this practice can train your mind to seek out and focus on the positive aspects of your life, even in the midst of challenges. This shift in focus can lead to increased happiness, better relationships, and a more optimistic outlook. Gratitude also plays a vital role in developing contentment. In a culture that often promotes the pursuit of more wealth, more success, more possessions, gratitude teaches us to appreciate what we already have. It helps us realize that true wealth lies not in accumulating more, but in being content with what we have. When we practice gratitude, we shift from a mindset of scarcity and lack to one of abundance and sufficiency. This doesn't mean we stop striving for improvement, but rather that we do so from a place of contentment rather than dissatisfaction. Gratitude is deeply connected to the Buddhist practice of mindfulness. When we are mindful, we are fully present in the moment, and in this state, we can more easily notice and appreciate the blessings around us. Mindful gratitude allows us to savor life's experiences, whether it's enjoying a warm cup of tea, feeling the sun on our skin, or spending time with loved ones. By being present and grateful in each moment, we enhance our capacity for joy and fulfillment. Another important aspect of gratitude in Buddhism is its role in fostering compassion and kindness. When we are grateful for the kindness of others and the support we receive, we naturally feel more inclined to give back and spread kindness in return. Gratitude opens our hearts, making us more empathetic and generous. It reminds us that we are all interconnected and that our well-being is intertwined with the well-being of others. Practicing gratitude also helps us navigate difficult times with greater resilience. When life presents challenges, it's easy to become overwhelmed by negativity. However, by maintaining a gratitude practice, we can find things to be thankful for, even in the midst of adversity. This doesn't mean ignoring the difficulties we face, but rather balancing them with an awareness of the good that still exists. This practice can provide a sense of hope and strength, helping us to endure and overcome hardships with grace. Gratitude is also a powerful antidote to negative emotions such as envy, resentment, and frustration. When we focus on what we have and appreciate it fully, there's less room for these negative emotions to take root. Gratitude shifts our attention away from what others have that we don't, and instead fosters a sense of satisfaction with our own lives. This shift in focus can lead to greater inner peace and contentment. In the Buddhist tradition, gratitude is not limited to the good times or the things that are easy to appreciate. It also extends to the challenges and difficulties we face. These too can be seen as opportunities for growth and learning. By being grateful for our challenges, we can transform them into valuable lessons that contribute to our personal and spiritual development. 10. Prioritize inner peace. Inner peace is often considered the ultimate goal in Buddhism, a state of calm, serenity, and contentment that remains unshaken by the external circumstances of life. Prioritizing inner peace means making a conscious choice to focus on your mental and emotional well-being, even in the midst of a chaotic world. It involves cultivating a deep sense of tranquility and balance that allows you to navigate life's challenges with grace and clarity. The pursuit of inner peace begins with understanding that true peace comes from within, not from external achievements, possessions, or circumstances. In a world that often emphasizes the importance of success, wealth, and social status, Buddhism offers a different perspective, that lasting peace and happiness can only be found by turning inward. This doesn't mean withdrawing from the world, but rather engaging with it from a place of centeredness and stability. One of the key practices for cultivating inner peace in Buddhism is meditation. Meditation allows us to quiet the mind, release stress, and connect with our true selves. Through regular meditation, we learn to observe our thoughts and emotions without getting caught up in them. This detachment from the constant chatter of the mind helps us to see things more clearly and to respond to life situations with wisdom and calm, rather than reacting out of fear or anger. Over time, meditation deepens our sense of inner peace, making it easier to maintain this state even in challenging situations. Mindfulness is another essential practice for prioritizing inner peace. Mindfulness involves being fully present in each moment, aware of our thoughts, feelings, and surroundings without judgment. By practicing mindfulness, we can prevent our minds from becoming overwhelmed by worries about the future or regrets about the past. This presence in the moment allows us to experience life more fully and to find peace in the simple act of being. Mindfulness also helps us to notice when our peace is being disturbed, giving us the opportunity to address the cause and return to a state of balance. Prioritizing inner peace also requires letting go of things that disrupt our tranquility. This might mean releasing attachments to material possessions, toxic relationships, or negative thought patterns that cause unnecessary stress and anxiety. It also involves setting healthy boundaries to protect our peace, whether that's by limiting our exposure to negative influences, saying no to commitments that drain us, or creating a peaceful environment at home. By letting go of what no longer serves us, we create space for peace to flourish in our lives. A crucial aspect of maintaining inner peace is cultivating a mindset of acceptance. Life is full of unexpected events and changes, many of which are beyond our control. By accepting things as they are, rather than resisting or wishing them to be different, we reduce the inner turmoil that comes from fighting against reality. Acceptance doesn't mean passivity or giving up on positive change, but rather approaching life's challenges with a sense of calm and understanding. This acceptance helps us to remain peaceful, even when things don't go as planned. Compassion is another important component of inner peace. In Buddhism, it is believed that true peace cannot exist without compassion for others. When we act with kindness and empathy, we not only contribute to the well-being of others, but also nourish our own inner peace. Compassion helps us to transcend the ego, reducing conflicts and fostering harmonious relationships. It allows us to approach others with understanding and patience, which in turn creates a peaceful environment in which we can thrive. Gratitude, as discussed earlier, also plays a significant role in prioritizing inner peace. When we focus on the blessings in our lives, we shift our attention away from what's lacking and reduce the feelings of discontent that disturb our peace. By practicing gratitude, we cultivate a positive mindset that supports inner tranquility. Another aspect of prioritizing inner peace is developing emotional resilience. Life is full of ups and downs, and it's natural to experience a range of emotions. However, by building emotional resilience, we can remain steady and peaceful even in the face of adversity. This resilience comes from understanding that emotions are temporary and learning not to be swept away by them. By practicing mindfulness and meditation, we can observe our emotions without being controlled by them, maintaining our peace regardless of external circumstances. Prioritizing inner peace also involves simplifying our lives. In a world that often values busyness and constant activity, Simplicity can be a powerful path to peace. This might involve decluttering our physical space, reducing our commitments, or slowing down our pace of life. By simplifying, we free ourselves from the stress of trying to do and have too much, allowing us to focus on what truly matters and what brings us joy and peace. In Buddhism, inner peace is also linked to the practice of non-attachment. Non-attachment doesn't mean detachment or indifference, but rather not clinging to things that are beyond our control. This includes not becoming overly attached to our desires, opinions, or the need to be right. By practicing non-attachment, we reduce the inner conflicts that arise from trying to control or hold on to things that are impermanent. This practice frees us from the emotional highs and lows that disturb our peace, allowing us to maintain a state of equanimity. Prioritizing inner peace means making it a daily practice. It's not something that happens automatically or overnight, but something we cultivate through consistent effort. This might involve daily meditation, mindful breathing, regular reflection, or simply taking time each day to relax and unwind. By making inner peace a priority, we build a strong foundation for a life that is not only successful, but also deeply fulfilling and joyful. Prioritizing inner peace allows us to live with greater clarity, compassion, and contentment. It helps us to navigate life's challenges with a steady mind and an open heart, creating a ripple effect of peace that extends to those around us. By making inner peace the cornerstone of our lives, we align ourselves with the deeper truths of Buddhism and create a life that is harmonious, balanced, and full of joy. These 10 principles are not just ideas to ponder, they are practices to live by. When embraced, they have the power to transform your life from within. Start integrating them into your daily routine and watch as your life begins to change in ways you never imagined. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more content on living a meaningful life. Let us know in the comments which principle resonated with you the most. Gautama Buddha once said, "Do not dwell in the past, do not dream of the future, concentrate the mind on the present moment." Today, let's explore how life can unfold magically and effortlessly when we stop forcing things and start living in tune with the natural flow of the universe. Zen Buddhism isn't just a philosophy, it's a practical approach to life that encourages us to live fully in the present and embrace the peace that comes from within. Whether you're looking to reduce stress, enhance your awareness, or simply find more joy in the everyday, the timeless teachings of Zen Buddhism offer valuable insights. Join us as we uncover 13 Zen principles that can help transform your approach to life, making every moment richer and every action more meaningful. Number 1. Understanding impermanence. In the realm of Zen Buddhism, impermanence stands as a fundamental truth. It's the acknowledgement that everything in life is transient, constantly shifting and changing, from the fleeting beauty of a cherry blossom to the ever-changing seasons. Impermanence surrounds us. Buddhist teachings encourage us to embrace impermanence rather than resist it. Instead of clinging to what is passing or trying to force permanence onto the impermanent, we're invited to flow with the natural rhythm of change. This acceptance of impermanence is not resignation, it's liberation. By understanding and accepting that nothing in life is permanent, we can release the grip of attachment and find greater peace within ourselves. When we resist impermanence, we invite suffering into our lives. We become trapped in a cycle of clinging to what we desire and recoiling from what we fear losing. But when we embrace impermanence, we open ourselves up to the beauty of the present moment. We learn to cherish each experience, knowing that it won't last forever, but that its impermanence is what makes it precious. Accepting impermanence allows us to let go of the need to control every aspect of our lives. Instead of trying to force things to stay the same, we can surrender to the natural ebb and flow of existence. This doesn't mean we become passive or indifferent. Rather, it means we become more resilient, adaptable, and open-hearted. In essence, understanding impermanence is about recognizing the fleeting nature of life and finding peace in the midst of change. It's about letting go of the illusion of permanence and embracing the magic of the present moment. By doing so, we can navigate life with greater ease and grace, knowing that every moment, no matter how fleeting, is a gift to be savored. Number 2. Cultivating mindfulness. Mindfulness is at the heart of Zen practice. It's a simple yet profound method of paying full attention to the present moment without judgment or distraction. While mindfulness originated in Buddhist meditation practices, it has since become widely recognized as a beneficial practice for anyone seeking greater peace and clarity in their daily lives. Today, mindfulness is embraced worldwide for its ability to enhance mental and emotional well-being. Practicing mindfulness means being aware of your thoughts, emotions, sensations, and environment in every moment. This awareness helps you recognize the beauty and transient nature of each experience, allowing you to appreciate life as it unfolds without the need to control or force outcomes. By focusing on the here and now, mindfulness curbs the anxiety and stress that come from fixating on past troubles or future uncertainties. The benefits of mindfulness are extensive. It improves focus, reduces stress, enhances emotional reactivity, and promotes a greater sense of peace and contentment. When you're mindful, you're fully engaged in whatever you're doing, whether you're eating, walking, talking, or working. Mindfulness brings a quality of attention that can transform ordinary activities into moments of joy and connection. Moreover, mindfulness helps in accepting and navigating change, a key aspect of impermanence discussed previously. By being present, we are less likely to resist life's inevitable shifts and more likely to respond with flexibility and grace. This acceptance further reduces the mental strain of trying to force situations to fit our expectations or fears. In practicing mindfulness, we learn not only to live more deeply, but also to let go of the struggle to make life conform to our desires. This approach doesn't mean we lose our drive or stop setting goals. Instead, we approach our aspirations with openness and a willingness to adapt based on what the present moment requires. This balance of action and acceptance can lead to a more fulfilling and less forced life, fully aligned with the flow of our true existence. Number 3. The art of letting go. Letting go, one of the most liberating teachings of Zen Buddhism, is the art of releasing our attachments to outcomes, possessions, and even identities. This principle revolves around the release of our attachments to outcomes, possessions, and even identities. At its core, letting go is an essential step toward achieving inner peace and allowing life to flow more naturally. Attachments are like chains that bind us to our desires, fears, and illusions. They compel us to manipulate our lives and environments in order to maintain or achieve these attachments, often causing anxiety and suffering. This suffering arises because we are trying to impose our will on the impermanence of life, fighting a losing battle against the natural flow of change and evolution. Letting go begins with the understanding that the attempt to control everything is futile and exhausting. Instead, Zen Buddhism teaches us to embrace the uncertainty of life, accepting things as they come and as they are. When we let go of our fierce grip on how things should be, we open ourselves up to experiencing life without the heavy burden of constant expectation. The process of letting go can significantly reduce mental and emotional strain as it aligns us with the reality that everything is subject to change. Instead of resisting this truth, we accept and move with it. This acceptance does not mean passivity or giving up on our goals. Rather, it means approaching our goals with flexibility, openness, and a readiness to adapt to changing circumstances. Moreover, letting go teaches us to trust the journey, even when we do not control the direction. This trust deepens our connections with ourselves and the world around us, fostering a sense of peace and contentment that is not easily shaken by life's ups and downs. As we practice letting go, we discover that life can indeed be magical when we stop forcing it and start living it with an open heart and mind. Number 4. The power of silence. In modern life, the power of silence is often overlooked. Zen Buddhism teaches us to treasure silence not as mere absence of noise, but as a profound presence that nurtures self-awareness and wisdom. Incorporating periods of silence into our daily routine can have transformative effects on our mental and emotional well-being. Silence provides a rare opportunity for introspection and self-connection. In those quiet moments, free from the distractions of constant noise and activity, we can listen to our own thoughts and feelings more clearly. This practice of tuning into our inner self helps in recognizing our true needs, desires, and emotions, leading to a deeper understanding of who we are and what makes us content. Moreover, silence can greatly enhance our mindfulness and concentration. Without external noise to pull our attention away, we can focus more deeply on the present moment, whether we're meditating, reading, or simply resting. Silence deepens our engagement with the activity at hand and heightens our sensory experiences. This heightened awareness can bring about a greater sense of peace and fulfillment. The benefits of embracing silence extend beyond personal insight. Silence has the power to recharge our mental batteries, reduce stress, and cultivate a state of calm. In these silent spaces, our mind gets a chance to rest, recover, and regenerate. The clarity that comes from such moments can improve our decision-making and problem-solving abilities, enabling us to handle daily challenges with more grace and less anxiety. Furthermore, in silence, we often find the space to connect with deeper truths and broader perspectives. This connection can manifest as a sudden burst of creativity, a solution to a lingering problem, or even an overarching sense of unity with the world around us. Thus, by making silence a regular part of our lives, we not only benefit our own mental and emotional health, but also enhance our interaction with the world in a more thoughtful, calm, and insightful manner. Embracing the power of silence is about more than just finding quiet. It's about creating a sanctuary within ourselves where the noise of the world is subdued, allowing our true essence and intuition to speak loudly. Number 5. Compassion and kindness. Kindness and compassion are central pillars in Zen Buddhism, guiding not just how we should treat others, but also how we can enhance our own lives through the positive energies we emit. Extending compassion to others isn't just an altruistic act, it's a transformative practice that enriches our own existence, fostering a deeper connection to the world around us. When we practice compassion, we acknowledge the interconnectedness of all beings. This recognition helps us to see beyond ourselves and our immediate concerns by focusing on the well-being of others. When we extend compassion to others, we diminish our own egos and the troubles that often accompany self-centered thinking. This shift in perspective is not only liberating, but also grounding, as it aligns us with the fundamental nature of existence, where everything and everyone is interconnected. Moreover, acts of kindness generate a profound sense of satisfaction and happiness. Research in positive psychology often highlights that helping others increases our own levels of happiness and can even lead to a heightened state of mental and physical health. This is sometimes referred to as the helper's high. a powerful and positive emotional state derived from the act of giving. This state not only enhances our mood, but also our body's immune system and overall well-being. The practice of compassion also opens us up to receiving kindness. Often we find that the world mirrors our actions and intentions. By cultivating a compassionate heart, we invite similar energies into our lives. Relationships can deepen and new connections can form, enriched by mutual respect and caring. This is not why we practice kindness, of course, but it is often a natural outcome. Lastly, compassion and kindness help to soften the harsh edges of our experiences, particularly in times of conflict or distress. Approaching difficult situations with a compassionate mindset can transform potential confrontations into opportunities for understanding and growth. This approach reduces personal stress and promotes a peaceful environment both internally and in our external interactions. By integrating compassion and kindness into our daily actions, we not only contribute to the welfare of others, but also cultivate a life of deeper fulfillment and joy for ourselves. In this way, these practices are not just moral choices, but strategic ones that enhance our quality of life, making each moment richer and more meaningful. Number 6. Accepting what is. Acceptance is a cornerstone of Zen philosophy, emphasizing the peace that comes when we cease resisting reality and begin embracing the present as it unfolds. This principle teaches us to accept life in its entirety, its pleasures, its pains, its successes, and its failures. By accepting what is rather than insisting on what should be, we open ourselves to experiencing life more fully and with greater tranquility. Resistance often arises from a desire to control outcomes or from a reluctance to experience discomfort. However, this resistance can lead to increased suffering as it keeps us mentally and emotionally entangled in scenarios we cannot change or influence. The energy spent wishing things were different is energy wasted, energy that could be spent adapting, learning, and growing from our current circumstances. On the other hand, acceptance does not mean passivity or resignation. It means acknowledging the present moment for what it is, without overlaying it with our fears, expectations, or desires. This acceptance frees us from the burden of unnecessary struggle, allowing us to conserve our energy and use it in more productive, positive ways. It fosters a sense of peace and contentment as we are no longer at war with reality. The peace that comes from acceptance is profound. It reduces anxiety, lowers stress, and provides a sense of stability even in chaotic times. Accepting what is helps us to live in harmony with the natural state of the world, adapting to changes as they come with flexibility and resilience. This state of peace is not a temporary relief, but a deep and enduring tranquility that enhances our overall well-being. Furthermore, acceptance allows us to be more compassionate towards ourselves and others. By accepting our own flaws and the imperfections of life, we cultivate a kinder, more empathetic approach to interactions with others. This enhances our relationships and enriches our connections, creating a more supportive and understanding community around us. Embracing acceptance as a daily practice can transform the quality of our lives, making us more aware, more at peace, and more capable of handling whatever life throws our way. It is the pathway to a serene life, unshaken by the ups and downs that are inherent to the human experience. Number 7. Non-attachment to outcomes. Non-attachment to outcomes is a vital principle in Zen Buddhism, offering a liberating perspective on how we approach our goals and activities. It teaches us the art of doing our best while remaining detached from the results, emphasizing process over product. This approach not only reduces stress and anxiety, but also enhances the quality of our engagement with tasks at hand. In practical terms, non-attachment means putting forth our best efforts without being consumed by what those efforts will yield. This concept is not about abandoning ambition or not caring about outcomes. Rather, it's about not letting the outcomes dictate our happiness or sense of self-worth. By focusing on the action itself and finding fulfillment in our performance, we are able to enjoy the present moment more deeply, regardless of its future fruits. This shift in focus from results to actions allows us to experience a greater sense of control over our lives. While we cannot always control outcomes due to the myriad external factors influencing results, we can always control our efforts. This realization brings a sense of peace and personal power, as it aligns our success metrics more closely with our own actions and ethical conduct, rather than unpredictable external outcomes. Moreover, when we detach from specific results, we open ourselves up to a wider range of possibilities. Often, our narrow focus on desired outcomes can blind us to other opportunities that may arise during the process. Non-attachment fosters a flexibility and openness to new paths that might lead to even greater successes, perhaps ones we hadn't anticipated or imagined. The practice of non-attachment also enhances our resilience. By not pegging our emotional well-being to specific outcomes, we are less likely to feel devastated by perceived failures or setbacks. Instead, we view them as part of the natural flow of life, learning experiences that provide insights and pave the way for future endeavors. This mindset is crucial for maintaining motivation and perseverance in the face of challenges. In essence, non-attachment to outcomes invites us to redefine success. It encourages us to value the integrity and quality of our actions, transforming our work and endeavors into expressions of our deepest values and convictions. This not only enriches our personal and professional lives, but also contributes to a more ethically engaged and spiritually fulfilled society. Number 8. Finding joy in simple things. In the hustle and bustle of modern life, it's easy to overlook the simple pleasures that surround us every day. Yet in Zen Buddhism, there's a profound emphasis on finding joy in the ordinary, on cherishing the beauty of simplicity as a pathway to greater contentment and fulfillment. The practice of finding joy in simple things begins with cultivating mindfulness and awareness. When we slow down and pay attention to the present moment, we start to notice the small wonders that often go unnoticed: the warmth of sunlight streaming through a window, the sound of birdsong in the morning, or the taste of a freshly brewed cup of tea. These simple experiences, when savored fully, can bring immense joy and gratitude into our lives. Moreover, finding joy in simple things encourages us to let go of the relentless pursuit of material wealth and external validation. Instead of constantly seeking happiness in bigger houses, fancier cars, or more prestigious careers, we learn to appreciate the richness of life's everyday moments. The laughter of loved ones, the beauty of nature, or the satisfaction of a job well done. This shift in perspective not only brings greater contentment, but also reduces the pressure to constantly chase after more. When we find joy in simple things, we free ourselves from the endless cycle of consumerism and comparison, allowing us to live more authentically and in alignment with our true values and desires. Furthermore, cultivating an appreciation for the simple things in life fosters a sense of gratitude and humility. When we recognize the abundance that surrounds us, even in the most ordinary of moments, we develop a deeper appreciation for life itself and the interconnectedness of all beings. This gratitude nourishes our hearts and souls, filling us with a sense of belonging and purpose. In essence, finding joy in simple things is about rediscovering the magic of everyday life. It's about slowing down, being present, and opening our hearts to the beauty and wonder that surrounds us in every moment. By embracing this practice, we can cultivate greater contentment, fulfillment, and peace in our lives, regardless of our external circumstances. Number 9. The role of intuition. Intuition plays a significant role in Zen Buddhism and can serve as a powerful guide in our daily lives, often leading us more effectively than forceful planning. This subtle inner voice, when attuned to, offers a spontaneous understanding or insight that bypasses the analytical reasoning processes. It's a direct experiential wisdom that arises from a deep connection with the present moment and our true selves. The cultivation of intuition in Zen is closely linked to practices of meditation and mindfulness. These practices help clear the mental clutter that obscures our intuitive insights, allowing us to hear our inner guidance more clearly. When we quiet the mind, we move beyond the surface turbulence of scattered thoughts and emotions, which enables us to perceive deeper truths about our lives and decisions with greater clarity. Trusting in our intuition does not mean abandoning rational thought or careful planning. Rather, it involves a balanced approach where intuitive insights complement analytical thinking. The challenge is to recognize and honor our intuition, allowing it to inform our decisions without being drowned out by louder, more insistent voices of fear, doubt, or over-analysis. The benefits of relying on intuition are manifold. Intuitively guided decisions often feel more right or aligned with our core values and long-term visions. This alignment brings a sense of peace and certainty even in the face of external uncertainty. Additionally, intuition can lead us to opportunities and solutions that our conscious minds might never have considered. It encourages a more holistic view, taking into account not only the logical aspects, but also the emotional and spiritual dimensions of our lives. Moreover, when we learn to trust and act on our intuition, we often find that life flows more smoothly. Rather than forcing outcomes through sheer willpower, we move in harmony with the natural rhythms of our lives and the universe. This approach can lead to unexpected paths and outcomes that are more fulfilling and beneficial than anything we could have planned meticulously. In essence, embracing intuition allows us to navigate life with a sense of grace and ease. It invites us to live more authentically and adaptively, responding to life's challenges and opportunities with a quiet confidence that is rooted in deep inner knowing. Number 10. Embracing solitude. Embracing solitude is a key element in Zen Buddhism, viewed not as a form of isolation, but as a valuable space for growth and self-discovery. Solitude offers a unique opportunity to retreat from the noise of everyday life and engage deeply with our inner selves. This practice is not about loneliness or separation, but about finding a peaceful solitude that facilitates personal insight and renewal. In times of solitude, we are given the freedom to explore our thoughts and feelings without distraction. This uninterrupted time encourages introspection and meditation, allowing us to delve into the deeper aspects of our psyche. Here, removed from the pressures and influences of external environments, we can truly listen to our own needs and desires and align our lives more closely with our authentic selves. The transformative power of solitude lies in its ability to strip away the superficial layers of our identity and societal roles. In solitude, the masks we wear for others fall away, revealing the core of who we are. This can be a profound and sometimes challenging experience as it confronts us with our vulnerabilities and strengths alike. However, it is through this confrontation that true growth occurs. By facing and embracing our true nature, we can begin to heal and develop in meaningful ways. Furthermore, solitude fosters creativity and problem-solving. In the quiet, our minds can wander freely, making connections and insights that are often overlooked in the constant buzz of interaction. Many artists, writers, and thinkers have cited solitude as a crucial ingredient in their creative processes, a sacred time where inspiration can flourish without constraint. Finally, regular periods of solitude help to improve our relationships with others. By spending time alone, we replenish our emotional and mental energy, which enables us to interact with others more genuinely and compassionately. Solitude helps us appreciate the value of our relationships more deeply, enhancing our capacity for empathy and understanding. In embracing solitude, we discover that being alone does not have to mean being lonely. It can be a rich, rewarding experience filled with self-discovery, growth, and deep contentment. Through the practice of solitary reflection, we can cultivate a more profound and peaceful relationship with ourselves and, consequently, with the world around us. Number 11. Mindful eating. Mindful eating is a practice rooted in Zen Buddhism that exemplifies how mindfulness can be integrated into everyday activities. This approach to eating goes beyond the simple act of consuming food and transforms it into a profound exercise in awareness and gratitude. Mindful eating encourages us to slow down and fully experience the process of eating. Paying close attention to the sensations, flavors, and origins of our food, mindful eating begins with observing the food with all our senses before eating. We take a moment to visually appreciate the colors and textures on our plate. As we eat, we chew slowly, savoring each bite and noting the flavors and textures as they unfold. This not only enhances the pleasure of eating, but also can lead to better digestion and satisfaction with smaller quantities of food. Mindful eating also involves an awareness of the food's journey before it reached the plate. We consider the many hands involved in the growing, harvesting, transporting, and preparing of our meals. This contemplation fosters a deep sense of gratitude and connection to the larger world, reminding us of our interdependence with other people as well as with the natural environment. Additionally, this practice helps in tuning into our body's hunger and satiety signals. By eating slowly and deliberately, we are more likely to notice when we are actually full, which prevents overeating. This awareness can lead to healthier eating habits and contribute to overall well-being. Integrating mindful eating into daily life doesn't require drastic changes. It simply involves a shift in attention. Even during a busy day, taking the time to eat mindfully for even one meal can transform it from a mundane task into a moment of peace and reflection. It serves as a gentle reminder that mindfulness is not only for the meditation cushion, but is a versatile tool that can enrich every aspect of our lives. By practicing mindful eating, we not only nourish our bodies, but also cultivate a mindful presence that can spill over into other activities, enhancing our overall awareness and appreciation of life. This practice is a clear example of how Zen principles can be seamlessly incorporated into daily routines, bringing a touch of tranquility and intention to our often hectic lives. Number 12. Reducing ego. In Zen Buddhism, reducing the influence of the ego is a central practice. As the ego diminishes, we experience an increase in empathy and connection with others. Without the constant need to defend or assert our individuality, we find it easier to understand and relate to the feelings and needs of others. This leads to improved relationships as interactions become more harmonious and interconnected. The ego in this context refers to the self-centered aspect of our personalities that prioritizes personal desires and perceives itself as separate from the rest of the world. By reducing its dominance, we can cultivate a life that is less about self-serving ambitions and more about collective well-being and personal peace. The process of reducing the ego begins with awareness. It involves recognizing the ways in which our thoughts and actions are driven by egoistic desires, such as the need for approval, the fear of insignificance, or the drive for control. This awareness does not come to condemn or eradicate the ego, but to understand its patterns and gently reduce its influence over our lives. Mindfulness and meditation are key tools in this endeavor, as they help us observe our thoughts and behaviors from a distance, giving us the space to choose responses that are aligned with our deeper values rather than knee-jerk reactions driven by ego. As the influence of the ego becomes less about competition or proving oneself and more about genuine connection and mutual support, reducing the ego can lead to a significant decrease in internal conflict. Much of our inner turmoil stems from the ego's fears and desires clashing with the realities of life. When we lessen the ego's control, we often find that many sources of stress and anxiety diminish. We become more accepting of life as it is, rather than constantly struggling to bend it to our will. This acceptance brings a profound peace and allows us to engage with life more fully and joyously. Lastly, in reducing our ego, we open ourselves to a greater sense of unity with the world. The boundaries between self and other blur as we recognize that all things are interconnected. This insight is deeply liberating as it frees us from the isolation of egocentric living and fosters a sense of belonging and purpose that is much larger than ourselves. In essence, reducing the ego is not about losing our identity, but about finding our true place in the fabric of life. It enables us to live with less conflict, more peace, and a deeper sense of fulfillment, harmoniously balancing our needs with the needs of others and the environment around us. This shift in perspective is transformative, providing a foundation for a life lived with compassion, understanding, and grace. Number 13. Living in the moment. Living in the moment is a fundamental teaching in Zen that encourages a full and conscious presence in the present. This practice, known as mindfulness, is about experiencing each moment as it unfolds, without overlaying it with past regrets or future anxieties. By focusing on the now, we liberate ourselves from the endless cycle of longing and avoidance that characterizes much of human suffering. The Zen perspective on living in the moment teaches us that each instant of our lives holds immense value and potential. When we are truly present, our senses are heightened, allowing us to appreciate life's nuances, the texture of a leaf, the warmth of the sun, the complex flavors of a meal that we might otherwise overlook. This attentiveness enriches our everyday experiences and makes ordinary moments extraordinary. More importantly, living in the moment discourages the forceful chasing of future outcomes. In our modern, goal-oriented society, it's easy to become fixated on future success or dwell on past mistakes, both of which detract from our ability to act with spontaneity and authenticity in the present. When we let go of these attachments, we stop trying to force life to conform to preconceived notions or timelines, and instead allow opportunities and experiences to emerge naturally. This approach not only reduces stress, but also opens us to life's full array of possibilities, which often exceed our original plans or expectations. Additionally, living in the moment cultivates patience and acceptance, qualities that are essential for personal peace. Instead of pushing against life's inherent unpredictability, we learn to embrace it with grace and resilience. We learn to flow with it, dealing with challenges as they come and enjoying the pleasures without clinging to them. This balance is the essence of Zen and is key to a serene and fulfilled life. Ultimately, by embracing the Zen teaching of living in the moment, we engage more deeply with life as it truly is, not as we think it should be. This shift in perspective brings a profound sense of freedom and joy as we no longer feel compelled to chase after a future that matches our desires or to mourn a past that did not meet our expectations. Each moment offers a new beginning, a chance to simply be, and a fresh opportunity to experience the magic of life without the burden of unnecessary expectations. In embracing these Zen teachings, from understanding impermanence to living fully in the moment, we learn not to force life, but to flow with it gracefully. Each principle offers a path to deeper self-awareness and a more harmonious existence with the world around us. By cultivating mindfulness, letting go of attachments, reducing ego, and appreciating the simple joys, we open ourselves to a life filled with less stress and greater contentment. Remember, life can indeed be magical when we stop trying to control every outcome and instead appreciate the beauty of the present. Thank you for joining me on this journey of discovery, and may you find peace and joy in the simplicity and profundity of Zen wisdom.